In this lesson, we're going to look at how to create functions that have more than one parameter. So let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to write a function to convert temperatures from either Fahrenheit to Celsius or from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So we're going to call this program temp.conv.py. What I'm going to do first is write single functions that convert from one scale to the other. So the first thing we're going to do is write a function that converts from Fahrenheit to Celsius using just one parameter. And then we're going to modify a new function that will take two parameters. So to do the Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion, we simply provide a single parameter, temp, and then in our return statement, we take temp minus 32 degrees times 5/9, and that'll give us a Celsius temperature given a Fahrenheit temperature as the argument. Then we'll turn around and write the other conversion function, Celsius to Fahrenheit, and that formula is the temperature times 9/5 plus 32 degrees. So here we have two functions that we could use to go from one scale to the other, but what we probably would like is one function that will let us perform either conversion by prompting the user to enter a second argument, a scale that they want to convert to. So we're going to call that function convert. The two parameters will be the temperature, and the second parameter is toScale. So the way we'll write that is we're going to say if toScale.lower, because we want to make sure that it's in lowercase, is equal to C. And then we're going to call the F to C function with the temperature. Since we already have the function written, we might as well use it. And there's absolutely no problem with the function body calling another function. In fact, that's probably a very good way to write code if you can do it that way. So if the toScale argument is not C, then it must be F. Then we'll call the C to F function with the temperature to get the conversion that we want. So we can test this program by having the user enter a temperature. Then we can ask them to enter the scale to convert to. And actually, we made a little mistake above here. We need to convert this to int. So we'll do that right here. Then we can say converted temp equals convert temp scale. So there's our two arguments. And then we can say print temp converted temp scale to display the results. So let's exit and save the program. And we'll call it. So let's go from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So we'll enter boiling point at Fahrenheit is 212. We want to convert to Celsius. And so that gives us 100, which is correct. 212 Fahrenheit is 100 Celsius. Let's run it again. This time let's go from freezing, which is 0 Celsius, to 32 Fahrenheit. So to review, when we want to write a function with multiple parameters, in the parameter list, we simply list out the parameters, putting a comma between each of them. So if we had a function with a third parameter, we'd put a comma here and then add the parameter, whatever we need to do. Then when we call the function, our arguments are also delimited with a comma so that the comma separates the first argument from the second argument, and we have to make sure that our arguments are in the right order. So the first argument to convert has to be a numeric temperature, and the second argument has to be a string that represents the scale. So with that, we're finished with this lesson on multiple parameters, and we're ready to move to the next lesson where we're going to talk about functions that return Boolean values. Sometimes they're called predicate functions, and we often use them as helper functions within larger programs. We'll look at how to write those functions in the next lesson.